want you to know it's over.
Well, bye.
We have some breaking news for you right now. Kevin McCarthy will be leaving Congress. Breaking moments ago, he's leaving the House. The breaking news is that he's leaving the House at the end of the year. He's going to resign from Congress at year's end. Well, hot damn. That is very much not a good thing. I think there was already like there's like a 2-seat majority for Republicans. And now Kevin McCarthy is out. So I don't know how it works. Is there going to be a special election called in California? Or does the governor get to replace the seat? Because the governor, if Kevin McCarthy is giving Gavin Newsom the chance to replace him, then this is terrible. And Republicans just voted out one of their own because he's a liar. What? You people, this is a prerequisite to getting into Congress. For all these people, have you seen who the president? Like who's the resident of the Oval Office? I went and railed against Republicans. Republicans, they don't deserve power. You just don't deserve power. Now Kevin McCarthy is leaving. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and read here for a second. What does McCarthy have to say? Former Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy said on Wednesday he will resign from Congress. My work is only getting started. Oh, okay. McCarthy has been a prolific fundraiser for Republicans, and he has a deep network of CEOs and major donors. I don't see how this is a good thing. I just don't see how this can possibly be a good thing. McCarthy, California Republican, who was ousted Speaker by a faction of his own party, 2 months later says, "I'll serve America in new ways." So it looks like it's going to be a special election, and he won't be able to be replaced. In New York, what Republicans are now going to get, because they ousted a member from New York, they'll get Kathy Hochul replacing George Santos. So Democrats just get a free shot on goal. She'll just be able to replace George Santos with a Democrat. Really genius moves. Republicans, so smart in Congress, really smart. The announcement immediately rocketed McCarthy to the top of the private sector's target list of former members of Congress who would be powerful additions to a company payroll, of course. McCarthy was a prolific fundraiser. The announcement, which was expected, came the week before the House is scheduled to depart Capitol Hill for the rest of the year. I'll continue to recruit our country's best and brightest to run for office. The Republican Party is expanding every day. I'm committing to lending my experience to the next generation of leaders, McCarthy wrote in his op-ed. He credited a House Republican majority under his leadership with a raft of fiscal policy wins and other achievements. Yeah, right. No matter the odds or personal costs, we did the right thing, McCarthy said. I retain my criticism of the ousting of McCarthy. I retain that. It's been something that I've said on this show. Was it strategically smart? The battle tactics, whilst I agree with them, because I mean, if there's one thing that Washington D.C. has shown over the past recent years, it is how utterly cancerous and diseased it is. So whilst I agree with the battle tactics of getting rid of the cancers of uniparty in the Republican Party, do I agree with the logistics? Logistics win wars. Does the logistics of getting rid of McCarthy outweigh the battle tactics? And if you don't have the logistics, then you're not going to win the war. Interesting question, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, interesting question. Something that I believe that we should potentially ask our next guest, who will be with us in a moment, the wonderful Congressman Greg Steube from the state of Florida. The great Congressman Greg Steube joins the program. Congressman, thank you so much again for being on the show. Crazy breaking news. I was gonna jump into one of your colleagues calling Florida a deplorable state. But whoa, Kevin McCarthy. First off, Kevin McCarthy saying, "See you later." What does this mean for Republicans in the House?
Yeah, it's a special election, so it's obviously that seat's not going to be taken by a Democrat, but you're losing another member where you have such a slim majority. And I agree with you. I didn't vote to oust George Santos for a number of reasons, but one of it was we have a 4-vote majority. Now we have a 3-vote majority. Now with McCarthy gone, we have a 2-vote majority. Bill Johnson out of Ohio has announced he's leaving in February, so that'll give us a 1-vote majority to be able to just conduct business. And you have absences. People get sick, like literally right before I got on this show. There's a member of Congress who just tweeted, a Republican member of Congress who just tweeted that he has cancer, but he's going to continue to work. So with a 1-vote majority, somebody's sick, somebody isn't able to show up. If all the Democrats are here, they're going to have, our leadership is going to have to be very, very cautious about even opening up the floor for business. Because if there is a day where there's more Democrats on the floor than Republicans, this majority rules. And they can file a motion to vacate the chair. And then they can have their own speaker election if they have the numbers that day. So it'll make it very, very difficult to govern, not just procedurally and getting business through, but you lose one guy. I mean, we're talking about, I would love to open up the impeachment inquiry and have a vote for that on the floor. We're now down to 3 votes. George Santos would have voted for that impeachment inquiry. We're down to 3 votes. I've heard that Ken Buck is a no on that, so now we've lost him. So now you can only lose 1 vote to get a very important bill like opening up an impeachment inquiry on Joe Biden based on all the evidence that we've gotten to move forward. And you barely have enough people, depending on who's going to be here what day, to get business done and do the work for the American people that they sent us up here to do.
This is crazy. So if you did open up the floor for an impeachment vote, you're saying that Democrats, if they were smart tactically, and we know at the very least Nancy Pelosi is a power-wielding tactician, that they could get their own speaker across the finish line if Republican leadership isn't really tightened up.
They're going to have to pay attention to the numbers of voting present members we have every single day, because it's majority rules on the House floor. So if they open up the House for business and we have 5 guys that are, at home for various reasons and not up here doing work, and they have all of their people here, you run a significant risk of them being able to railroad you on the floor procedurally and then put in their people and vacate the chair because they'll have the votes to do it because majority rules. So it's absolutely a very dangerous situation to be in with such a slim majority. And then you've got Bill Johnson leaving in February. If somebody gets sick, somebody gets hurt, and they can't show up to the job, you've got real challenges where you can't even conduct business, because if you open up the floor and there's more Democrats than Republicans, they may try to take and vacate the chair.
Goodness gracious. This is why we can't have nice things.